Hey everyone, welcome back. So let me start this video by giving you a blast from the past. So in 1998, a small company was formed by some very smart guys and they named it Confinity. A year later, they realized, you know what, we are on to something and merged with another brilliant guy named Elon Musk and his company X.com. Then PayPal was born, which at that time, actually sounded like a character name from a Yahoo chat. And yep, there was a thing like that. PayPal then went on to become a product that changed banking forever. Without any social media, without any big PR post, without any YouTube, PayPal soon became the beacon for online transactions, and millions trusted this site to link to their bank accounts, which was a big deal back then. So we are seeing something similar, or some similar traits, I should say, in this new fintech company that we are discussing today, which is SoFi. We have seen a huge shift in consumer sentiment and consumer behavior. They want convenience, they want control, and they want it now, fast. All successful companies, doesn't matter, Apple, Amazon, you name it, is providing exactly that. SoFi is also following the same path, and this new company, which did a SPAC merger just on June 1st, is really acting like a mature fintech company. So let me share my screen and show you why I feel that SoFi, again my opinion only, that why SoFi is the new PayPal or Amazon or Apple of fintech space. But do me a favor and please smash that like button if you get any value from this video, as it does help a lot in making this video reach out to more SoFi lovers. Here's my screen. So I have broken down my research into three major parts: what services they offer, how they are doing in numbers, and the company metrics. So buckle up, because I know that things are going to get really interesting. Okay, so as you can see on your screen, I'm going to enlarge it here. These are the services that they offer currently. And my God, this company is really smart. Look what they're doing. They're offering services in each category: invest money, personal loan, credit score, student loan, home loans, credit card, insurance, you name it. But I'm going to show you something really interesting that they are doing. And that's why I said the company is really smart. So here's a list of services that they offer, which you can go to their website and you can get this whole list. So I'm not going to read through the list, but I'm going to point to you something very obvious. So if you look at human life, you will see that they are offering product as the age of the consumer increases. And I bet you probably haven't thought like that when you're looking at the services list. I'm going to show it to you. Look at this. You are a student, they have a student loan. You are into your residency for medical dental, they have that. You are a parent, not a student, they have that. You want to do your law or MBA, they have that. Then private student loan, let's say you don't have a major yet, they have that. Then undergraduate, then graduate. Then of course, if you want to be a lawyer, sure, they have that loan as well. Then parent student loan, then personal loan. And now, my friends, you have a girlfriend, things are getting serious. Sure, they have their over here personal loans, credit card, the trips, the expenses are going up. And then home improvement. Your girlfriend doesn't like the couch that you have. You want to get new stuff. Home improvement loans. Then family planning loans. Now you want to get married. So now we have family planning loans. Then travel loans. Hey, let's go for our honeymoon to Paris or wherever. Then we have that. Then we have wedding loans. Then home loans. Then mortgage. Then now you have a family, and boy, you need to start thinking seriously about money and investing for your kids or for your family. So you see what they're doing. They are so damn smart. They are doing what Apple did and what Amazon did, that basically they are making consumer use their product from the very beginning and then getting used to it. Because once you like a service, once you are in the service, you want to continue investing. You want to, or not investing, but continue using the product. So that is what they're doing. They have a product for each and every phase of your life. I mean, I'm pretty sure you probably didn't think like that. And when I was looking at it, when I was looking at their statements, when I was researching about the company, it became very clear to me that people running the company are really smart, because they want to be, in that space where they get the person from the very beginning and then they continue with it. Like that's what Apple did, right? Apple, when they first launched iPod, the whole point was that to make people get used to of the first product, and from there, then the iPhone, then the iPad, then the Macs. I mean, like the changes continues. All right, now let's look at some of the company metrics. So we know now that the SoFi is catering to all age groups. Now let's look at how they are doing internally with the member growth, because this is a member company, okay? So on your screen, I'm going to share some numbers. 110% growth year over year. And that too during pandemic when we know that the market was unpredictable. So you can imagine how they will do when things are back to normal. Look at this, 110% growth, which is huge. Right after this, I'm going to show you their product offering. So not only that they have more members now, they have 121% growth year over year on the number of product they launch. So you know that they are really being very aggressive internally. But they're not working hard, they are actually working very smart. They are following up with the trend. They are now have like all-in-one investing now with Dogecoin. Really smart. But they're not taking the hassle. They are not going through the security. They don't have their own crypto department. What they are doing, if you look at the disclaimer, they are using Coinbase for their crypto trades. That's smart because again, they may just charge a nominal referral fee or may take a transaction fee, which is much smarter than having their own crypto department. Does this remind you of any other company out there? Amazon, right? That's what they have with their resellers. They are not producing each and every product. Like when we get batteries or stuff like that, it's like Amazon Basics. They are not doing any of that. Other companies are doing it. They're just putting their label on it. And that's exactly what SoFi is doing. So on top of that, I mean, if you look, they are under-promising and over-delivering. And that's why I really, really like whenever any company, when they do that, I really enjoy that because I feel that this trickles down to their products. Look, at their Q1, they actually did 216 million, but look what they promised in Q4 2020, 195 million. So even with their high expectation, they over-delivered, which is music to my ears because I really like when companies do that. If they underpromise and overdeliver, we know that's the company culture and that's how they will be doing internally with their products as well. Okay, so now we have established that the company is doing great and all the members are increasing. But if the product or people of the company sucks, then doesn't matter how good the company is, it's going to fail. So now let's look at some reviews and few other data to see how they are doing. So what I did was on the App Store, I basically went and I did snapshot of the SoFi app because this is an app-based kind of a business, right? I mean, people are downloading app to do transactions. So the SoFi app has 4.8 star rating and about 88K reviews. This is very good in my opinion. And majority of the reviews are all positive. But what's really good is that the company is responding back to most of the reviews, which is amazing to see that they care about their customer. Even though the review is 5-star, they are responding back. They don't have to. They're a big company. They're not that small of a company. But look at this, growing pain, but well worth it. And they responded right here. This is really exciting to see that the company is taking this proactive stuff because see, no product is perfect. But if you keep at it and listen, then you are not too far from perfection. Okay, now let's look at some of the other data, which I always in other videos too have discussed that. Now let's look at their LinkedIn data. It shows, and I'm going to show on your screen, it shows some amazing growth right now, okay? The total number of employee count, which kind of correlates to more product offerings. See, so they have about 200 open jobs right now. They have about 1910 employees on LinkedIn. And if you look the increase, they are growing at a very conservative rate, which is very good because they are not just going and you know what, we're just gonna go and hire so many people. Again, people is the biggest expense a company has. So if you see here, they have 13% growth, 18% growth, and 23% growth, and the chart is slowly going up from January or July 2019 to July 2021. But what's really exciting is that look at their 1 year. So only 18% growth on the employee year over year. But if you look at their product offering, they grew about 110%, 120%, 272%, which makes one thing very clear that their income is growing at a faster rate than their expenses. So to conclude this video, I could only say this. In my opinion only, that I feel SoFi could become a very lucrative play and a very successful company in the coming years. In my future videos, I will do a deep dive on the financial and also will give you some plays that I'm doing in this company even now in these market conditions. So that's it for today's video. And if you're watching and have not subscribed, then consider subscribing so you don't miss our future videos and hit the like button as it does help a lot for the channel. Thank you so much for watching. Love you all. Until next time, you all have a sparkling day.